So you think you're ready for F2L. Let's make sure you're in the right place. You can solve a cube, you know the beginner method, you've already watched my intro to cross video, and can solve the cross in less than 30 seconds. Hopefully, a lot less. If you answer no to any of these, no worries, check the links in the description to get caught up. Now it's time to learn F2L. F2L means first two layers, so our goal is for our cube to look like this. By the way, I'm using a training cube so we can focus on F2L. Don't worry, I'll use a normal cube for full examples at the end of the video. If you want your own training cube or any cube you see in the video, check the links in the description. I'm introducing F2L in a unique way to help you memorize the moves. It may even seem a little silly at first, but this is the way I learned F2L. After you have the basic moves down, it will eventually become muscle memory and you won't need the memory tricks. And you won't feel silly at all, you'll feel fast. However, if you prefer a more traditional way of learning F2L, no worries, there are millions of videos out on YouTube that can teach you that way. Real quick, to help you on your journey, get your very own Intro to CFOP cheat sheet. It's packed full of details, diagrams, and definitions to guide you through every step. Get your Intro to CFOP cheat sheet today. Link is in the description. Back in my beginner method video, I used a dog to describe white corners. In teaching CFOP, I have found it easier to still refer to white corners as dogs. This is a dog. This one would also be a dog because it's got white in it and it's a corner. So any white corners are dogs. In order to solve F2L, we just want to pair up a dog with its matching edge. And they both need to be on top in order to do this. So we have an orange and blue edge, and we have an orange and blue dog. And notice they're both on top. We pair them up, and then we would put them where they go on the cube, paired up. You may or may not be into sports, but people get really passionate about their team. One team could be wearing a red jersey, the other a blue jersey. So to support your team, you wear their color. You've got tons of fans wearing red, and you have tons of fans wearing blue. It's ridiculous, but sometimes if fans see someone wearing the other team colors, they treat them like an enemy. So that's what we're doing on the cube. When I say friend, it is someone wearing the same color jersey. If they aren't wearing the same jersey, then they aren't friends. So this dog and edge are friends because they both have green on the top. And this dog and this edge, they are friends because they both have red on the top. We have a dog that is blue and red. We have an edge that is blue and red, except look at the tops. Blue, red, they're not the same color, so these two pieces would not be friends. So let's talk about going home. Going home is not about moving your piece to where it actually goes. It's a temporary thing for us to solve F2L. So if I said this edge should go home, the side color is red, so I'm going to take it over to the red side, and now it's gone home. So if I wanted this edge to go home, this, of course, would go to the orange side, like that. So now that edge is home. If I wanted this dog to go home, what kind of dog is it? It is an orange dog. So I simply take it over to the orange side, and now that dog is home. This is a red dog, so it goes to the red side. Again, that's not where it actually should go in solving the cube, but this is going home. For consistency, I'm going to always hold the edge towards the back for this tutorial so we can see which way the dog is looking because it's going to change. That's going to change what we do. When you really learn F2L, you're not going to necessarily do it this way because it's not as efficient. But for consistency in this tutorial, for you to learn this, I'm going to always put the edge towards the back and then look at the dog. Memorize these sayings. Looking away, it's going to be a good or bad day. Look toward the light, the edge falls left or right. Dog stare, I don't care. Dog falls off a cliff. So the sillier these are, the easier it should be to memorize them. Pause the video until you have all three of these memorized. For instance, if I say looking away, you should be able to say it's a good or bad day. Okay, a quick test for you, no cheating. Pause the video and finish this saying. Dog stare. The answer was, dog stare, I don't care, dog falls off a cliff. Okay, finish this saying. Look toward the light. The answer is, the edge falls left or right. And how about Looking away, the answer is it's going to be a good or bad day. If you didn't pass the test, then go back and try again. For the rest of you, let's continue. Look toward the light, the edge falls left or right. Looking away, it's going to be a good or bad day. Dog stare, I don't care. Dog falls off a cliff. The following is a helpful catalog of all scenarios you'll run into with F2L. These are based off of which way the dog is looking. Use the chapters to jump to the scenario you are ready to learn. But after you're done learning, if you can go from a scrambled cube to solving F2L in under 3 minutes, hopefully way under, then go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel, and go to the description and click on Step 3 OLL. So here we have an edge on top and its matching dog also on top. That means we can begin. Let's put the edge to the back. Which way is this dog facing? This dog is facing up, which means he's looking to the light. So he's looking to the light, he's distracted, so this move is not about him. This move is about the edge. So let's focus on the edge. We know at the beginning of these moves, someone's going home. In this case, it is the edge, because it's all about the edge. So let's take him home. The side color is blue. Take him to the blue side. He is now home. And what's the rhyme for this? Remember it? Dog looks to the light, edge goes left or right. We know this move has something to do with the edge falling this way or the edge falling this way. But which one? The top color is red, and so we take it to the opposite color, which would be orange. From there, we just spin the top until we get a match. Look at that. We're matched up, we take it to the top, and then we're good. From here, look at the top color. It's red, so we simply take it to the red side. And the side color is blue, which means that's the side that comes up toward us. Just like that. Move it over to match, and then down to insert. All right, so we have a dog here on top. He's red and green. We also have an edge that's red and green. It's also on top, which means we can begin. We'll move the edge to the back, and then look which way is the dog facing. It's on the side here, so this is away. Looking away, it's going to be a good or bad day. I can tell you this is going to be a good day because they're enemies. When they're enemies, it makes it so much easier. The dog here does a jump attack like that. It matches up really nice. But you can't do it yet. Let's bring it back. First, you have to take something home. This move is about the dog, so we're taking it home. It's a red dog, so take it to the red side. Now that he is home, now we can do that move, which is the good day move. Since they're enemies, the dog attacks, they're paired up, just bring it toward you, and look, it's matched up automatically, and then go down to insert. We have a dog on top. We also have an edge on top, and they have the same colors, which is blue and red, which means we can begin. Let's put the edge toward the back, and then look at the dog. Which way is he facing? He's facing off to the side, which is away. Looking away, it's going to be a good or bad day, which means this is either the most awkward move or the easiest move in F2L. But before we do that, let's look at him. He's a red dog, so he goes home. Look at that, he already is home. So in other words, if we were already here at the beginning, then we would say he needs to go home, and then we'd move him here so that he'd be flush with the red side. Okay, so he's home, and I can tell you because they are enemies that this is a good day because now the dog can do that jump attack. If they're friends, he wouldn't attack him. But because they're enemies, he attacks him, and it makes it a good day for us because it's an easy move. So he's already at home, so we can go ahead and do it. He jumps. We bring this piece back toward us like that. Look at that. He's already lined up. And then down to insert. So we have an edge on top. We have a dog on top. They're both the same colors, which is orange and green. That means we can begin since they're both on top. Okay, we put the edge in the back. We look at the dog. Which way is he facing? He's facing to the right, which is away from us. So that is looking away. It's going to be a good or bad day, which means this is either the easiest move in F2L or the most awkward. They're friends, but if they were enemies, we could do that jump attack and make it so easy on us. but they're friends, so friends don't do that. So it's going to be the most awkward move, which isn't really that hard. We just take him home in a different way. This is a green dog, so he goes to the green side. This would be home normally, but for this move, we're going to make it to where the white part of the green dog is touching the green side. So the green dog is touching the green side, but it's the white part of him. That's what you have to remember, and that's why it is a bad day, just trying to remember that. Okay, so he's done, except for we have to take him down. So he's the green dog, so it's the green side that finishes bringing him down, just like with the cliff move. He's going down. And remember, they were friends. The edge will end up either here on the left side of the dog or here, which is the right side of the dog. Let's take a look. It's a green side here, so home would be green. That would be the home for this edge. But remember, they're friends, so he's not going to ignore him and then go home. He's going to stay out here and wait for his friend, which will be in this position. The dog comes out. They're paired up. Now what do? The top of this pair is orange. We take it to the orange side. Now the side color, if you can see the side color, is green. But we make sure that the green side comes up. Then you move it over to match and then down to insert. So we have a dog right here. He's red and green. And the matching edge, which is red and green, is right here. And they're both on the top. They're on the top layer, which means that we can begin. So what do? We have the edge in the back, and we look at where is the dog looking. This dog is looking off to the side, which is away. Remember, looking away, it's going to be a good or bad day. So it's either going to be the easiest move in F2L or the most awkward. So which one? Well, we look to see if they're friends. So if they're friends, they're going to leave each other alone. But if they're enemies, then we do the dog attack for bad day, good or bad day. So it's actually a good day when the dog attacks. Unfortunately, these guys are friends, so friends don't attack each other, so we can't do that great move. So we're going to do the most awkward move. It's not that hard. I just have to remember that you take the dog home. So he's green. We'll take him to the green side. But he's not actually going to go home like normal. It's a little more awkward. He is going to be touching the green side, but it's the white part of the dog touching the green side, touching his side. So this is considered the bad day move, just because you have to remember that. Okay, from there you have to bring him down, kind of like the cliff moves. So we take him down using that same side. We're on the green. This is a green dog, so we're using the green side to bring him down. And that's the moves you have to remember. For the rest is pretty simple. We now have to remember, okay, they are friends, which means if the dog's down here, the friend will come either here or here to help him out, right? But let's take a look what color he is. He's green. So his home would be right here. He's not going to go home because he's going to stay here and help his friend, which means that's this spot. So if in other words, if he's going to ignore him, he ignores him and goes home. But since he's not going to ignore him, he's his friend. So he comes over here and helps his friend out. So this friend comes out of the cliff, and there he pairs up right with him. Okay, from here we have a pair to put away. The top is red, so we move him over to the red side. And then we look at the side color, which is green. So we move the green side up. We move it over to match, and then down to insert. We have a blue and red dog on top. We also have a blue and red edge on top. Since they're both on top, we can proceed. Put the edge in the back and look at the dog. Which way is he facing? He's facing toward us. That is a dog stare. Dog stare, I don't care, dog falls off a cliff. So we know this move has to do with taking him to the back and taking him down off that cliff. But remember, first something has to go home. This move is all about the dog, so it's the dog that goes home. It's a red dog. Take him to the red side. Now he is flush with the red side, but make sure he's still staring at you. And again, we still have that edge in the back. Now we do the moves where he walks to the back and he falls down here. Before he falls, make sure you look. Are they friends? No, they're not. This is red, this is blue. They're not friends. So he falls down. And now what is this piece going to do? This edge is going to ignore him and go home because they're not friends. So home for him would be right there. And now we bring this guy back out, this dog back out. And now notice it did not solve. So what happened here? We started a new scenario. So in this scenario, the dog is looking away. Notice I put the edge in the back. Now the dog is looking to the side, which is away. So this is away. It's going to be a good or bad day. And tell you when this happens, it's a good day because these guys are enemies. So we can do that easy dog jump attack like that and easily solve. That's a good day. But don't be tempted to do that because first, remember, it's a new scenario. So one of these guys have to go home, and it's going to be the dog. So he's a red dog. Take him home. He's flush with that side. Now we can do that move where they are enemies. He jumps forward, tries to attack him, and now he's paired up. And then this is the good day move where he easily just comes back like this. He's automatically matched up, and then down to insert. So we have a dog on top, and we have its matching edge also on top. These are both orange and green. Since they're both on top, we can proceed. Let's take the edge and move it to the back, and then look which way is this dog facing. The dog is facing toward us. That is dog stare, I don't care, dog falls off a cliff. So we know it has to do with walking the dog back and then dropping him down. But before we do that, one of these pieces have to go home. This move is about the dog, so the dog goes home. He is a green dog, as you can see, that's the color on the side. So we'll make him flush with that side. Make sure he's still staring at you, just like this, as the edge is in the back. And then now we do those moves. Let's move him to the back. Actually, before we do that, make sure you identify if they're friends or not. They are not friends because these two colors on top do not match. And that instantly tells us that this guy here, this edge, is going to go home after the dog falls because he doesn't care about the dog because they're not friends. So he's going to ignore him and go home. Okay, let's do it. So the dog walks to the edge and then goes down. He's now dropped to the bottom of that cliff. This guy, who's not his friend, just goes home. His side color is orange. Goes home just like that. Now the dog comes back out all by himself. And look at that, they're not even paired up. So that brings us to a new scenario. When that happens, you're in the good day scenario. So since we're starting over scenarios, someone needs to go home. It's all about the dog, the good day scenario. So he goes home. He's matched up to the home color. And now we can do the jump attack. See, in this move, which is the good day move, these guys are not friends, and he's looking away. Away, it's going to be a good or bad day. We know it's a good day because they're enemies, and the dog can do what's called the jump attack. So he just jumps up and tries to attack that guy, and they pair up. Just make sure he's home first before you do it. And the reason why it's called the good day move is because it makes it so much simple. You just jump, spin it back towards you, and look at it. It's already matched up, and then down to insert. Here we have a dog. We have a matching edge in the back. They're both blue and orange. That's good. Take the edge, move it to the back. Then we see which way is the dog looking. He's looking at us. So it's dog stare, I don't care, dog falls off a cliff. So first thing we do is decide which one will go home. This is about the dog, so he goes home. He is a blue dog because blue is on the side, so we take him to the blue side. He is now flush with the blue side, but make sure he's still staring at you, and then we can do those moves. And before we do, remember that they are friends, which means he's going to help him out of that cliff. Let's walk him to the back. Now that he's to the back, he falls down. Now if you see, he's now right here. Usually the edge will come to this spot or to this spot in most moves because the idea is to pair him up. It's either going to be here or here most of the time. Let's take a look at what's going to happen. Let's look at him. Well, he's blue. So the question is, does he go home? Because if he goes home, he would go right here. But remember, they're friends, so he's not going to ignore the dog and go home. So that puts him on this side. Dog comes back up, and his friend's there to greet him. And then now we just need to insert this. Top color of this pair is orange. We take it to the orange side. The side color of the pair is blue. So that's the side that comes up. Bring it towards you, move it over, and then down to insert. So we've got a dog here that is red and blue. We have an edge that is also red and blue, and they're both on the top, which means we can proceed. We'll put the edge in the back and see which way is the dog facing. He's facing toward us. That is staring. Dog stare, I don't care. Dog falls off a cliff. So we know this move has to do with him going to the back and falling off. But before we do that, someone has to go home, and it is the dog. So the dog is blue. He has blue on the side. So we're going to bring him flush to the blue side. Make sure he's still staring at you, and then we can do those cliff moves. They're friends. See these red on the top? So, which means this piece will not be going home. He's going to stick around and help the dog out. Okay, so let's do those moves. Let's walk him to the back of the cliff like this. Now that he's back there, he drops down. Remember, they are friends. Okay, so we have the dog right here. Usually this edge will end up here or here. That's normal. It doesn't always work out that way, but usually it will be to the left of the dog or the right of the dog. In this case, remember they're friends, so instead of him going home, let me take him there. This would be his home, but since they're friends, he's not going to ignore the dog and go home. Instead, he's going to stick around, which would be here. And now the dog comes out, and they're paired up. So from here, the top is red, so we take him over to the red side. The side color is blue, which means the blue side comes up. We bring it over to match, and then down to insert. So one issue you may run into is every time you solve a pair, you actually ruin another pair. You end up taking them out, and they're not paired up anymore. And then when you pair up another one, you ruin another pair. This happens over and over again, so you never actually solve the cube. So the reason why that's happening is because you're not taking the dog home at the beginning of the move, or you're not taking the edge home. And it's different for each move. So in this case, we have the edge toward the back, dog up front. Which way is he facing? He's staring at us. So for this move, we would take the dog home, which he's already there, touching red. So he's in the right spot for this move. But let's purposely take him somewhere else. Let's say you forgot to do that. Let's say it was in this position here, and you see, okay, he's staring, so we know this is the cliff move. I take him to the back, drop him off the cliff. But you forget to take him home, so he's now on the blue side by accident. Watch what happens. Okay, take him to the back, drop him down. Of course, they're not friends. Drop him down. And then, since they're not friends, this guy's going to go home to the blue side. He ignored the dog. He went home. And now we're going to bring this guy back up. And look, we totally messed this up. A better example is this good day move where the dog jumps forward and attacks. If you're not paying attention, now look, if I take him home, look what happens. Take him home, he naturally appears above a section that we haven't paired yet. And that's why you do that. But if you weren't paying attention, let's say you left him here above this orange section, you're like, and you were just focused on pairing these up. So you jump him forward, and then you're like, okay, look, I paired him. Now let me take him to the correct side. So you have him over here, and it looks like you're doing it right because you're matching him to the correct side, you're putting it down, and you did it. You paired him up. Then it's time to keep going, and look, you just displaced this one. And like, oh, well, this isn't right. The white side isn't supposed to be there, so then you move that one back up. And you still have displaced it, and you're going to have to put it back. What if you have both a dog and its matching edge both on top, but they're not paired correctly? What do? Well, first we need to separate them. I recommend taking the dog and putting it above a spot that is not paired up. So here would not work because it's already paired up. If we move it over here, this is already paired. We don't want to mess that up. So take the dog and put it over a spot that has two items that are not paired up yet. And then move the dog in the direction of the edge, which in this case would be this way. Let's move it up like this. And now we can spin this. And you can see when we spin it, it's going to separate them. Spin it out of the way over here. And then move this side back up. And now the sides are back to where they should be. And we have both the dog and the edge on top ready for the F2L solve. So what if there's an edge on top, but there's no dog? So we have blue and orange edge, but there's no blue-orange dog. It is down here. So let's bring that to the top. Make sure the edge is out of the way. Bring up the dog. Move it to a side that has items that we don't care about, and then put that back down. And now both the dog and its matching edge are on top. Okay, so in this example, we have the dog on top, which is blue and orange, but we're missing the blue-orange edge. It should also be on top. It's right here. Let's bring it up to the top like this. Simply spin the cube so we can have items we don't care about and bring those down. And now on the top, we've got both the edge and the matching dog. So let's solve for F2L. We've got white on the bottom like it's supposed to be, and the cross is complete. We look for a dog on top. I see a red and blue dog, and here's his edge, red and blue. So move that edge to the back to be consistent for this tutorial. And which way is this dog facing? He's facing away. Off to the side, we call that away. It's going to be a good or bad day. Now, if these guys were enemies, this dog could attack him, but friends don't do that. So these guys are the same color, so they are friends. So unfortunately, we don't get the good day, where that dog attack makes it so much easier. Instead, we're doing the awkward move. So let's take him home to the red side. So this is the awkward move, so he's not actually going to be on the red. He's going to be, the white part of this dog will be touching the red side. Okay, and since he's a red dog, it's the red side that brings him down like that. And again, they're friends. So that edge, which is right here, will not be going home. Instead, he'll be going right here because they are friends. Bring him up, and now they pair up. The top of this pair is blue, so we take him over to the blue side. The side of this pair is red, so that's the side that comes up toward us. And then we move the pair over to match, and then down to insert. Okay, let's look for another. Okay, we have red and green dog. His edge is right there next to him. So let's just spin him this direction, and then bring that edge out, and then spin him out of the way. Make sure we don't care about anything here, and then move that back down. All right, so let's put the green and red edge in the back. Which way is the dog looking? Looking toward the light. Since he's looking toward the light, he's distracted. So this move is all about the edge. Looking toward the light, edge goes left or right. Let's move him over to home because it's all about the edge. So the edge goes home, and now he's going to fall left or right. Which one? The top color is red, so he falls to the opposite color, orange. From there, we just spin the top until we get a pair. Okay? Look at that. He's paired up. Now we bring this side back up. Okay, now we have to insert that pair. The top of our pair is red, so he goes to the red side. The side color is green of the pair, so that's the side that comes up toward us like this. We move the pair to match and then down to insert. The next dog is here. This is a green and orange when he's next to the edge. We need to separate these. How do we get these apart? Make sure the dog is above a pair that is not paired up, so we're good here. And then he moves toward that edge, just like that. Now let's move him off of there, way out here, and then fix that side. Now we move this edge to the back. And now which way is our dog facing? He's facing away. Away, it's going to be a good or a bad day. In this case, this is a good day because these guys are enemies, which means the dog can do that jump attack and make it really easy on us. But it's not going to work until we take him home first. So he's orange. Let's take him flush with the orange side. And now he can do that jump attack. They move this way to match up and then down to insert. Okay, another dog is right here. This is a orange and blue. And our edge is right there, orange and blue. So we put him in the back. The dog is staring at us. Dog stare. I don't care. Dog falls off a cliff. So we need to move this first to be flush with the blue. So he's home. And make sure he's still staring at you, just like this, and edges in the back like that. Now we do those moves. He's going to come back here and fall off. But make sure you check. Are they friends? They're not friends. So he's not going to help him out, which means this guy, he's just going to ignore him and go home. So since they're not friends, he's going home. First, the dog goes to the edge, goes down. This edge goes home, which would be the orange side. And the dog comes back out. So notice they did not pair up. So that means we're in a new situation. So we kind of start over. So make sure this dog is on his own side. Make sure he's home. So blue to blue. And now look at this. We're looking away. That is a good or bad day. It's going to be a good day because they're enemies, which means he can do that dog attack. Jump, the jump dog attack. And then he moves over to match and then down to insert. Let's do an example solve. Here we've got the white side on the bottom. And of course our cross is complete. Okay, we need to find a dog somewhere on top of this cube. There's one, it is blue and red. We also have a blue and red edge right here. So this one's good to go. Now all we have to do is move this to the back, at least for this tutorial, that's what we're doing to keep it consistent. And then this white side tells us that this is a stare, right? Because it could be up here for looking up to the light, over here for away, and this is staring at us. So dog stare, I don't care, dog jumps off a cliff. But first he goes to his own side, so home. He's a red dog, so he goes to the red side. So now this red is flush with the red side, but he's still staring at us. Make sure he's in this position. And then we do those moves. And of course, remember that they are friends. They're both blue, so they're friends. So we're going to move him to the back, to the edge of the cliff. We're going to take him down. And then because he is a friend, he's not going to go home, which home would have been red to red here. So he's not going to go home. He's going to go over here to help his friend out of the cliff. His friend comes up, and now they're paired up. And from here, we can see the top is blue. So that to save time, I'm for the tutorial, I'm turning it this way, but you wouldn't have to do that. You can tell that it's paired up and they're blue. So since the top is blue, it comes over to the blue side where we are looking at. And we're looking at the blue side and the red side. The side color is red, so it's that side that comes up toward us. You move this over to match and then down to insert. We've got blue and orange dog and then the edge here. Okay, so the dog is looking to the light. It's looking up. Looking to the light, edge goes left and right. So this move is all about the edge. The dog's distracted looking up at the light, and we don't deal with the dog on this one. We deal with the edge. So it's the edge that goes home. Now he's lined up with the orange side because the side color is orange. So he's home. And remember the rhyme, edge goes left or right. So dog looks to the light, edge goes left or right. So the top color is blue, so it's going to go down this way because the opposite color is green. Now the dog moves over to match up, and then they go back to the top. This is paired up, and we know since the top of this pair is blue that we're going to go over to the blue side. Side color is orange, so it's that side that will move up toward us. And then we match it up, and then we insert by going down. Okay, so let's see, another one. Dog is here. Once again, these are next to each other. What do? The dog needs to be above pieces that don't matter, which this is fine. So let's go ahead and move him toward that edge like this. Spin him out of the way, and then put it back. So we have the green and orange edge. Put that to the back. And we have the dog facing us. So this is dog stare, I don't care, go jump off a cliff, or dog jumps off a cliff. First we take him to his home, orange, take him to the orange side. So now the dog is home, but he's still facing us. Make sure he's still facing you, and then we do those moves. And also note that they are friends, so he will help him out of that cliff. So we'll go this way, and then down. Then the edge will not go home. This would be his home. Instead, he goes over here to help his friend out. So that's now been paired up. The top of the pair is green. So it would come over here. Like that. Because the side color is orange, it is the orange side that comes up toward us. And then we move this pair to match up and down to insert. All right, so another dog. We have one here. It is red and green. And the edge is red and green right here. So perfect. We'll move that to the back. Once again, we have this dog stare. We're getting a lot of those. So dog stare, I don't care. Dog falls off a cliff. So this is a green dog. So we take him to the green side. So the green is now flush. But he's still staring at us. So that's good. And they're friends again. So that's good. Take him to the back. He falls down. This edge does not go home. Does not go home. Instead, he lines up with the dog to help him out. We move this side back to where it was. And now they're paired up. This is a red pair, so it should come over to the red side. The side of it is green, so it is the green side that comes up toward us. Then we match it up and then move down to insert.
Being sad doesn't make you smart. It seems your heart just needs a fresh start.